Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Unity of Command 2. We're playing the Rzhev Offensive, the final mission in this DLC. It's January the 8th, 1942. I was killed near Rzhev. Goes the famous poem depicting the horrendous battle known as the Rzhev Meat Grinder. This culminating operation of the winter counteroffensive has the audacious goal of trapping and destroying Heeresgruppe Mitte by a pincer movement of two fronts. The Germans have been beaten back, but here their defensive adaptability and resilience will be on full display. We have to capture Rzhev as a bonus objective to get more territory captured at the end of the game. It's the final objective there. Let's see. Takes very long to load. Culminating and Western fronts have been pushing the invaders back since early December. They will continue with no operational pause. Despite losses and exhaustion, both wings are to strike deep into the enemy rear, meeting between Smolensk and Vyazma, then destroying the surrounded army group center. The following units have been reconstituted by staff after being destroyed in battle: 179th, 113th Rifle Division, 46th, 24th, 13th. Just only 46th, 24th Cavalry Division, 413th Rifle Division, 112th Tank Division, 340th, 44th, 56th, 55th and 56th Rifle, and 33rd Rifle Division. Damn, it's a lot. We have to take Rzhev on turn 10 and hold. Sychevka. Let me guess, they get supplies on Sychevka. They don't. Okay. Interesting. So they have it on Vyazma, on Rzhev, on Belly. There. Yeah, okay. Yartsevo turn 7. Yuknov turn 8. Vyazma. Do they get supply on Yuknov? They do not. Okay. Vyazma turn 10 and Vitebsk turn 10 as well. Now we'll get a bunch of reinforcements up here. And I wonder if I get them there too. Yeah, so all of this should be sufficient for getting supplies there, but we'll see what we can do. We also have 530 prestige that we can play around with. We're actually getting some air recon and some refueling there too. That's a lot. I probably cannot, no. Okay, let's just start with the... All of these units are part of the Western Front, so let's just... see first. Because I actually think that getting a pontoon bridge here might actually potentially help somewhat. And all of those guys must be... There's part of Kalin front up till there. I'm not too inclined to buy tank or armored steps, but you know, I can actually do that there. I don't particularly see why I shouldn't beef up those units. I definitely want to have some sappers on both sides. And I'll really pump these guys too, by the way. So if anything, I need to move this down, and then I need to try and also put some good units. Interesting that I don't have any more stuff for those guys, but okay. Let's just see what I can do down there too. So definitely putting another sappers. I'll try to get another Katyusha out here as well for you. Because why not? I do actually like ski units too, but let's get rid of these. I already have a bridge there, so I don't need to build an additional pontoon bridge. No more money. It'll be them. I think they'd be fine with a little bit less supply. I don't know why I wouldn't push the supplies forward here too. Seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do. Okay. That's a pretty big mission. Clearly. In getting their supplies from there, so those units are automatically cut off. Not too sure. They don't can't get those guys very far. Interesting. Okay. I can still cut them off by going in here and not attacking. No, I guess they're getting their supply from up there. through that then. Yeah. Alright, well that's somewhat unfortunate, but not that unexpected. There are a few units which I think also should be crushed, or I should try to crush. It's a real shame that that did not work. Because I'm not really that interested in going for a 1-1. It does seem like I don't really have a choice. Now that that specialist step is gone, though. Yeah. Oh, I'll see. Basically, if I can hit them anywhere, I will. So I am most certainly also just looking wherever I can hit them. That's okay. I guess there. Oh. Well, if you can't really go forward, there's no real reason to do anything like that. Let's get you in there, you in here, so I can move towards Rzhev from that side. They dead. Actually, these guys won't recover for that turn. So it's not as if I can break into any of those hexes next turn. Maybe here, though. I Yeah, let's just get you there then. Man, I have so many units. None of them can get into that hex. A bit unfortunate. Let's see. I'm not gonna keep these guys at Kaluga. I'm definitely moving down. I'll just put something else in there. I understand that might be considered to be a bit unfortunate. These guys I would also consider as undesirable. But if I don't have a unit right next to it, I guess I'm going to be fine, most likely. I do need to shuffle my units around a bit. Also to get my more powerful units out into the front. And to start moving on to Rzhev that way. If these guys are all part of the Kalinin front, I would just get rid of one of them at least, and then I can turn another one into a 7-step unit, which seems to be a whole lot more productive. So I do think it is going to be quite important to implement a bit of a reorganization. Like many of these units, they're not going to do a whole lot, so I do also have to make sure that they're in proper place. So let's activate all of these. Now, after giving a bit of a push there, I don't think they're gonna go in here. They might try to get into Zukinishki, so we'll certainly look to hold on there. If they want to make a push for it, I would actually allow them, as long as they don't get the rail line. I would be quite fine with it. You're not getting supplies there, eh? Well, if I increase this one. No, that's to stay at 1. Okay. Let's think. I'm probably looking to at least also switch one of these so they can attack from that side over in there to maybe. I won't be able to cut them off since this is at 5, but we already knew that unit was there. I'd like to stick to the woods here. Simply to give them a bit more protection. Okay, they might actually go after Rzhev. I can see them try to do that. Then I would have to retake it. I don't have to have... let's actually see what I can see. Yeah, it doesn't show you, but... since Rzhev was a secondary objective, I don't expect to need to have it on turn 1. It would be very unlikely if that was the case. So I feel personally like I can probably let them go after it. Let's just keep these and go for more pushing. Also down here. So they mostly get pretty stable. They didn't even really attack. Okay, well, didn't get an overrun on these. But I think in their case, the most important thing is actually destroying the unit with that. Oh, wow. The Sometimes it gets kind of frustrating, like in cases like this where the game just does not allow me to take that stuff. Come on, really again? All these 0 and 2s that don't make it. They are really not a pleasure. Okay. I mean, I don't need to It's a shame I didn't get their specialist steps. Since I think ultimately that would be the most important thing, but given the situation, they would be cut off now either way. So that's interesting too. The fact that there are 2 more units which are out of supply. They are getting it from there, so I won't be getting in there now, but certainly the 4th Panzer Army, which is pretty much the only thing in Heeresgruppe Mitte here. Okay. So attack them, they'll be pushed back. And I'll move in the engineer. Because then the engineer can go after that. Basically, I need to take this hex and Vyazma. And if I can take those twin hexes, then I would say the AI is lost at that point. Those attacks aren't particularly great. I think the good thing about this though is that pinning them down means they're gonna have a tough time attacking through that. It's a shame I don't have any more points to spend there. Because it sure does seem interesting here that I get to kind of push them around so much. Casualty is already at 40. Next turn, I'll push through the police unit. They'll try to recontact here. No doubt. Of course. Something that I also would find interesting. Well, let's actually see where they get to deploy that. In Vyazma. Turn 4, a unit in Belly. And in Vitebsk. That's turn 4. We'll see whether I can cut this off. I mean, they'll get it from both sides, but if I can cut off the rail and cut off the rail there, I think that one will become useless. You need to use useless units. I also think that now that my position has improved so much, I feel strengthened to push for being a bit more aggressive. And this one, I guess they'll survive. I'll put a culminating front in there so they can also do that resupplying. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm trying to get in there with some other units so that yeah, there's nothing. So I do. Let's just get rid of that, like. That certainly does not work. Tank unit. Okay. Fairly disappointed by those attacks. I'll think about it. So many a time that this this course let me down, interestingly enough. The major headache here is those woods. It's a shame that they're back in action, but at least these two aren't. Let's get them moving. And Sichevka is still the more important thing around here. More important than Rzhev anyway. Interesting that they're all on this line 2. Yukonov is a turn 8, so I need to get it by turn 5. They are out of supply for 1 turn at this point. Obviously not great, but if I want to get rid of both of those units within a reasonable time frame, just rather have to do it in that fashion. I also don't feel like they can go down there, so deploying them like this should be pretty reasonable. Yeah, why am I not surprised that did not turn out the way I expected it to? Now, at this point, that doesn't help. Ooh. That's interesting because, yeah, now plenty of those guys up there are at least out of supply for now. For 1 turn, that is. They still have this rail line. If I cut it off here, then they'll be in trouble too. They're already in trouble because the rail line does not flow through there anymore. This is truck supply, so that also does not run particularly well. I'll make sure I'll get some substantial reinforcements around that area. Again, this portion of the front. All it can do for the moment is push, really. And just weaken the enemy a bit. One of the more difficult things to do will be to take Rzhev, but I still feel relatively confident, or somewhat confident at least. Now that I've taken Sechavka, I don't need to hold it. Still, let's make sure. I have a decent number of units that's going to be ready. To jump at the opportunity. To exploit that. I would be a little bit concerned at moving these guys forward for now. So let's just do it like that, and I don't want to say enjoy the show, but really? That's disappointing. I'm starting to be in serious doubt whether Rzhev is going to be within range like this. I think that I have to at least try. Also, no, they're not in supply. You're not getting anything. Yeah, that's pretty bad for them. I can take that though. Fiasma also does not need to be helped, but it's nice if I can. What that means is that these guys are now even more trapped, and they're still getting this, but even that I think I can beat here. Given the pretty precarious situation the AI is in. Now, let's take Rzhev. And I need to kill them. I don't actually need to now. Alright. At that point, Yotsevo becomes a lot more likely to take. Most of those units will be out of supply for 2 turns. They'll be out of supply for 2 turns. There's still some truck supply at Belly. I'll cut off Yotsevo on turn 5. So by turn 7, it will still be somewhat tricky, but I would I guess I'll be able to deal with it. They can attack once, but they're already weak. Alright. So I need only 2 units for that. Rest of these can keep moving. Don't see them moving all down there, cutting them off. They could. But they have only one opportunity. I'll deal with those guys later. Alright, I most certainly need some of these guys to help secure his position. Let's get going. see where the chances are for the moment. Well, apparently there aren't that many for now, but hey, I'm fine with that. As for those units that can be useful, I'll move them to the front here. And I'll start moving at Western HQ again. So I can link up there. Well, I guess also for these indeed they can move forward. I'll leave the greens. They won't be contributing much either way. Or the extremely weak units. There is only... No, never mind. They can't destroy that bridge. Wow. Huh. I guess they can still resupply some units because not everything is that badly out of supply. I mean, they're very badly out of supply, but... That's not gonna allow me to get in there. What I did find pretty interesting is that they didn't even attack. They're actually on the rail line. Okay, so looking to establish good or better supplies there as well. The enemy does get a rail through there. Let's make sure they don't. That's a start. Let's actually also deploy the units in here. We know they have a unit in Vitebsk. But apparently it's weak. Is that useful? I can't take it back now. Alright, I'll take Vitebsk on the next turn. Your Tsevo is cut off again. Just like the units at Smolensk. Now. Okay, but that was never the problem. I want to get this rail line, and for that I kind of need to sacrifice another unit like this because... Ooh, wow, lucky. So I need to sacrifice another engineer. But now I have an actual working rail line all the way down there, as long as the rail line holds, that is. Let's make sure it does. Seems like they decided to hold out at Beli, which makes sense because they have another truck supply there. Yeah, they will not be able to resupply that. On turn 6, I can get it here. That's probably a good way to do things. I do certainly want to do everything in my power to protect that rail line. Yeah, I don't have any units to attack that. Okay. Cornered, overrun, breached. Excellent. Not that there is anything these guys can do, but let's go. No attacks. I'll just keep pushing onto those guys there. I'm a bit surprised there's no good attack against attack. But I'm certainly not looking to sacrifice anything here. Right, there are a few like these. Where it's a bit uncomfortable to lose the supply, but in all honesty, I would rather have a decent position a bit further up, and given that I have that one, I'm gonna remove this. I would leave these units. I keep them there. There's nothing else except Vitebsk that I might want to take in that area. Ice here, okay. So their HQ, where does it deploy? Up there? There, or there, or there? Alright, there is still a few things to be done. I think we're good though. Of course. Well, they'll be out of supply for a second turn after this, so. Okay. This is apparently still a disaster, but I guess it's because that town was in ruins. Not great. Still be getting their supplies through there, but overall I think it will be fine. Your save will be next turn when they're cut off for 2. Take Yuknov. Paradrop. I'll just keep that in mind. The one thing I can do here now is get the supplies running all the way there. Yeah. There's only Rzhev on the next turn that needs to be taken. And now I'll just deal with the rest. Sometimes the attacks are a little bit crazy. Doesn't really matter which units get the supply at this point and such, as long as I kill them. Doing that there might seem a little bit silly, but then at least the attacks do get a little bit better. Yeah, okay. It's pretty much the only unit. Ah, crud. Well, no matter. Let's move through. That's a bit over the top. I'm also quite aware of it. Ow. Really? Man. No thanks. I'll just leave those guys alone for the moment. I need to make sure I do have the rail line secure here though. Yeah. So let's get those guys on the rail. I don't think they can contribute anything that significant anymore. The same will not be set for this calf. But let's just make sure that we have a decent attack on them soon here. At this point, there's no doubt in my mind I'll be able to take them. But still. Any unit can go down there. You. Sweet. Otherwise they could sever that connection. Not the most important, but is somewhat important. Let's start with that. They definitely should be staying. And now that I'm also moving these guys around, it also means that I can do that, and then that, then you can go down. And that should be it for turn 6. Guess these guys will be cut off. At least things do hurt me plenty. Yeah, okay. Let's continue here. Kill those last few units and pretty much just take everything that's left. Which isn't even that much. Funny that they are still in some form of supply. You in here, you in there, in there, there, there. Okay. Let's try to get these guys as close to a rail as possible. So that they'll be plenty safe. And I can go after those last units at Belly and at Smolensk. Ain't too much to that, but there we go. Let's take Orsha. I can see them trying to cut off the supply again, which is also why I need to move out of Vitebsk. They'll probably not attack. They're too weak for that as a security unit. So let's close in on Belly. I need some engineers down there. They probably will not make it, but anything is allowed here. There we go. Plenty of these guys will also disappear soon. So that's also fine. There we go. Another good thing about getting these guys on the rails means that I can ultimately remove some stuff like that. Ow. Ow. Wow. Again, that's something you don't really expect. But sure. I will, of course, finish this scenario. Okay, you will get on there. Take those. Get you on the rail. You. Seems pretty lame like this, but it works. Take Smolensk. Move these down because they're not going to be useful in any other position. Take those hexes. Okay. At this point, I need to get supplies real close. Oh. I mean, this is... okay, sweet. Well. the end then. There are not very likely going to be other units in that particular area. So really the only thing that I then need to kill is that security unit. That makes things even easier. With the likelihood of there being anything in any of those locations also being close to 0. All of these units are on the rail line now. Wonder if I still have 40 in terms of losses. No, it's 152. Okay, we know there's nothing in those locations. And there's nothing in any of these locations, so we're done. Complete swipe for the last map, sweet. Didn't take every single tiny hex, but I came close to it. Technically I could do it next turn, but that's pretty much useless. If you've gotten all the bonus objectives, it does turn out to become a pretty easy mission. For the fallen comrades. Yeah, we didn't even lose that much. And I guess that brings me to the end there. Huge gains for the Soviets. As we can see here, Leningrad has been unsieged, and it doesn't really do justice to where we came there, but I think because we actually got pretty close to Pskov, I think, even already, but Story Rusas here. Yeah, it's pretty good indeed. And then indeed, like down the south, taken all the way to Melitopol. It seems like the Germans have abandoned the Crimea entirely. Now with us actually getting onto the Dnieper there. Alright, that will be it. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be continuing my Horrendous 2 campaign, and probably I'll start up with some Panzer Corps 2 as well, so that we can actually finish that campaign too. So, you know, then we'll have that one on the wraps, and then once that is done, then I can finally set my sights again on the strategic mind games. Either way, and that was it for this one. Thanks for watching. Take care, see you next time, and bye-bye.